Hello and welcome. My name is Kelley Duren-Jones, and I am a virtual business support specialist, author, owner, and creative at Virtuous Admin Solutions. Today is day 8 of our 21 Days to Intentional Balance Challenge. And today we're going to shake it off. Our scripture reference comes from Isaiah 41 and 10. And this scripture empowers us to trust God as our protector and as our source of strength. This is one of my favorite scriptures because it's loaded with God's promises. It starts off with telling us not to fear, do not be dismayed. In this season, there's a lot of fear. In the last year, we've been through a lot and we experienced a lot of things we never imagined, and fear was just running rampant. But how many of us know that we don't have to live and dwell and operate in fear? Regardless of what's going on around us, God is bigger than everything, than you could imagine. He's bigger than all of your cares and concerns that you may have. And in this scripture, it also tells us to do not be dismayed. So don't be distressed or stressed out, because he is our God Almighty. He says that he will strengthen us and make us strong. Many times, we feel like, we have no options, or we have no, we can't see a way out. We have to, rely on the strength of God. And sometimes that takes practice. And he says he will upload you with his victorious right hand. So he will support you. Have you ever received like a firm hug from somebody and it just made you feel like, okay, I can make it? I remember when I was having one of my surgeries, and I was, just as a person, I'm normally very well reserved. I can have a lot going on and nobody will ever know. I keep my composure very well. I can smile through it, and when on the inside I'm filled with fear, or sometimes filled with anger, but I can cover it up very well. So I was sitting in the waiting room with my mom and my aunt, and a friend called me and she was like, I'm praying for you, and everything's gonna be okay. And at that point, I just couldn't hold it in. When I got off the phone with her, I just literally just burst into tears in the middle of the waiting room. And people were looking like, what's wrong with her? But my aunt, I can recall my aunt and my mom just together, just holding me um tight, just holding me tight, and literally holding me tight while they were praying over me out loud in the middle of the waiting room in front of a room full of people. And I could feel my strength building back up. And then, like a few minutes later, they called me in the back. But that tight hug gave me strength. Can you think of a time when you were going through something and somebody just embraced you and you were like, okay, maybe I can make it? So just imagine the arms of God just holding you right now, giving you strength through whatever it is that you're going through. Sometimes people don't know, and they don't need to know every single detail that you're going through, but just know that God is there holding you tight. He's your support, your protection, your strength, even your victory. And sometimes we need to learn just to trust God. Through a lot of things that I've been through, I would type out and write out trust God on sticky notes, and post them all over my house. Go in the bathroom, says trust God. Go in the kitchen, on the refrigerator, says trust God. Before you close your eyes and go to bed, trust God. Put it in your car, on your dashboard, trust God. You need to know that he's everything you need, and that you don't have to operate in fear. So today we're going to do things a little bit different. We're actually going to shake off some of these feelings of fear and concern. So first thing we're going to do is meditate on our scripture, which was Isaiah 41 and 10. And again, that scripture empowers us to trust God as our protector and as our source of strength. That's the first thing we're going to do. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to write down one thing that is currently causing you some level of fear and concern. And we're going to write it down, but we're not going to dwell on it. We're going to write it down, and then we're actually going to take one line and cross it out. So write it down and then cross it out. Don't scribble it completely out, because when your victory comes, you need to be able to remember what you asked for. Sometimes we go through things and we get results from it, and we even forget that it was ever a problem. So just put one thin line through it, because we're not going to dwell on it. We're going to give it to God, and then we're going to cross it out. So draw a single line through it. And then we're going to shake off our worry. We're actually going to have a physical task today. So I want you to think of a song that immediately makes you want to move your body. You know, when you're at the family cookout and that song come out and everybody's like, hey, that's my jam, and everybody getting up and dancing. It might be that song. It might be that song that when you're in church or when you're listening to your gospel music, that it just, that song causes you to want to just shout, do a little dance. That's your song. Write that song down in your journal. And then we're going to blast that song. Close your eyes and dance like nobody is watching. You know, normally that comes with a face. You're like, hey, you know, whatever that is, do that. You know, do your dance and go hard. Go as hard as until you get tired. And we're just gonna shake off the concerns and the worries of today or whatever is going on in your life right now. So that's a little bit of a fun activity. And then if you want to, let's all just type the song in the chat or in the group, whatever that song is, so we can know what your song is and we can dance with victory too. And then finally, we're going to write our daily prayer and just talk to God. Give him your concerns and leave it there. Just like you're crossing it out on a paper, give it to God and leave it there. And then rejoice and worship and thank him for already doing whatever it is that you need for him to do today. And as a group, we're just going to pray for each other today. We're going to pray over each other. So, you know, pray for whatever you need. And I'm praying for every single person who is watching this video, every single person who is connected to you. I'm just trusting God that through this 21 days to intentional balance, not only will you have some balance in your life, but you'll be released from some of the worries and the cares of the world that we're carrying, because he is our strength. We don't have to carry it. We don't have to walk around sad and stressed out. Give it to God. Worrying doesn't change anything. Give it to God. And if you're worrying about something that you have some control over changing, then take the necessary steps to make those changes. That is the point of this whole challenge. Is not to add some stress to your day, something else for you to do, something else for you to write, something else for you to attach yourself to. No, this is a challenge of release. When we come out of this, we're going to have some testimonies to say, you know, I was going through this, but this challenge caused me to think this way. And this is what I'm going to do continuously. So it doesn't end in 21 days. This is a lifelong journey that you have to learn how to seek God every day, pray every day, read the word every day. This is not just something you do for 21 days. This is creating a habit, building a strength muscle, letting you know that you can make time in your day for what you want to make time for. I'm getting way off track, but I just want you to know that God is everything that you need and that he's here to give you the strength to get through whatever you need to get through. So today, we are going to make sure we meditate on the scripture. We're going to write that thing that's concerning us, and then we're going to cross it out. And then we're going to shake off our worries and identify that song. And so when you're feeling heavy, maybe you can think of that song and go in the bathroom, go out. I've been out in the driveway sometimes watering my plants and just stop for a minute. You have to learn how to release that thing and not worry about what people are thinking, because sometimes it's going to look crazy, but the benefits of it outweighs the craziness. So today I want you to show up, be intentional, and expect great things. And I can't wait to hear all of the songs and maybe snap a selfie of, you know, that face you get when you're ready to do your dance or after you've done your dance. But show up, be intentional, and expect great things, and make it a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.